All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to be discussing women test men regarding relationships. So guys, let me teach you how to test women. So stick around, that's coming right. Whoa! From Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Yes. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. You do all of that and you are good to go. Good to go. Look who's here. Mutt Nuts World is in the house. But first, let me make sure the notification went out. It certainly did. And let me check out the stream health. It's looking pretty good. It's excellent. Thank you to everyone who's here right now watching this show live. And thank you also if you're watching this on the replay. We have Mutt Nuts World in the house. Hey, Eli, everyone. Mutt Nuts World says, sorry if I don't chat much, just feeling low on energy. No problem, Mutt. If you can moderate the chat, that would be great. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me know if you're going to be around. This show's only going to be about maybe 30 to 45 minutes max, Mutt and everyone else, because I'm going to be sharing another personal experience regarding my dating woes that I've been having lately. I'd say probably for the past year or so. Most of you that have been following me for a while know that, I had a breakup I went through a couple years ago. And then I took some time off for about a year, and then I decided to start putting myself back out there over the last almost year or so. And I got to tell you, it's been an insane dating world. I mean, there are lots and lots and lots of single women out there, lots of them, right? And they all look good on paper, but once you start talking with them, oh my God, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I love everyone, and I'm not here to criticize anyone, whether you're male or female. But I just cannot believe the resistance that women put up nowadays, especially with a good guy like me. I'm a good dude. I'm a good dude. I take care of myself. I'm a humble person. I think I'm an attractive guy for the most part. I'm humble about it. I know I'm not the greatest looking guy in the world, but I don't think I'm ugly. I take care of myself. So I'm reasonably attractive. I take care of myself. I'm financially, mentally, and emotionally stable. I'm a great conversationalist. I'm very respectful and decent. I don't know what more a woman could want. But they still find a way to, put up some resistance. And whenever women put up resistance to hindering the natural flow of progression, that's where I draw the line and I'm out. And I have another story I'm going to share with you folks regarding a woman that I've been talking with through online dating. And we took it to texting. We did not get to a phone conversation, but I'm going to share with you, what happened. And that way, you guys and gals out there can both learn, what to look for, when the time comes to just cut someone off at the knees, figuratively speaking, because you don't want to waste too much time getting to know someone if you see signs that there would be issues down the road, even if you started dating each other. You want to cut that off as soon as possible. Mutt Nuts World says, I can mod. Excellent. Okay. Nuts World says, I love that background. Well, I'm glad you love it. That is San Francisco. That is the Golden Gate Bridge. Whoops, back on this side over here. See over here by the chat? And that is just the Pacific coast right there. That is the Pacific Ocean. So beautiful. Gotta love the Pacific Ocean. And the Golden Gate Bridge is the gateway to the Pacific Ocean from the San Francisco Bay. So you gotta just love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I love this picture too. I mean, it's nighttime. Typically at night, I like to put nighttime backgrounds when I do a stream at night, but I really love this one so much. I just said, screw it. I'll put a daytime beautiful image in the background tonight. Mutt, can you do me a favor? Can you let me know how's the audio coming through tonight? I did a little tweaking to my audio settings last night, and I did a test, and it sounded pretty decent. Is the audio and video in sync? Is it looking pretty good as usual? Let me know in the chat when you get a moment. I would greatly appreciate that. But the title of tonight's stream is Women Test Men Regarding Relationships. So guys, let me teach you how to test women and save time. One more time. Women test men regarding relationships. So guys, let me teach you how to test women and save time. Now, ladies, while this stream is going to be primarily catered to men, you ladies can learn a thing or two by learning, what men are looking for in a woman, and understanding that because most men that are self-aware and understand women to a certain level are going to understand you're going to be testing them, right? Women always naturally test men most of the time without even knowing it to see if they're, the best, candidate to date, possibly get married to and procreate, reproduce with, right? So I'm going to teach men how to do the same thing on the flip side to women, because I honestly feel that there are certain things men can do and there are certain things I do when getting to know a woman early on to see if she's someone that I'd be able to get along with, in a relationship, even 1, 2, or 3 months into it. I don't even want to go on one date if I can figure out before going on that date if a woman has a great attitude or not. I want to figure that out as quickly as possible. So even when I'm getting to know a woman in the early stages, if I meet her through online dating, through our online dating communication, then maybe through some texting or a phone call, I'm going to ask her a lot of questions and see how she answers those questions and see if she's even open to answering those questions. And if she's not, or throws up more than a reasonable amount of resistance, that's where I draw the line and say, hey, it's just not going to work for me. Best of luck to you, right? I politely will usually leave the conversation. Sometimes I've had to hang up and block them, but for the most part, I'll politely end and leave the conversation and let them know, hey, you're just not the right fit. Take care. Best of luck to you, right? Right. Let's see. Nuts World says, it is as the Atlantic Ocean. I love the Atlantic Ocean, perks of living on the East Coast. That's right, Mutt. That's right. The Atlantic Ocean is just as beautiful as the Pacific Ocean, right, Mutt? Looks and sounds good, says Mutt. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Mutt Nuts World furthermore says, that was supposed to say it is as pretty as the Atlantic Ocean. I can't type tonight for some reason, one of those days. No worries, Mutt. I understand. Not a big deal. It's all good. So, without further ado, let me just get to this, and I'm going to try to, get through this and keep this show at 30 minutes or less if I can help it, 45 max, because I want as many people as possible to, view this. And I know the shorter that you keep your videos and streams, the more people are going to view them. So I really, really feel this is a very important message and a very important lesson to learn for, those guys out there and gals out there that invest a lot of time to get to know people, especially if you're meeting people in ways that most people are meeting nowadays through the online dating world, and you've had your time wasted. I'm going to teach you how to minimize your time lost. It is pretty simple. So let's get right to it. I'm not going to show anything on the screen here. I'm just going to read it from my iPhone. Because obviously, I don't want to dox or put out the information of the person I've been speaking with and then get these crazy trolls crank calling the women I talk to and trying to get to know. And it's just not the right thing to do. I'm I'm a good person, and I'm not out here to harm anyone. I'm just here to share my experiences, what I've learned from them, and how effective it's been for me doing things this way. So you folks can learn, how to, have a better dating life and, not have your time wasted, like I've been saying. All right. So here's what happened. This was about maybe 4 or 5 days ago. I started chatting with this woman online, a beautiful Asian woman. I think she's like 45 years old, about a year younger than me. Lives within, a 30-minute driving distance of me. Single, never been married, no kids, seems to have a good career. Looked really good on paper, well, when I say on paper, figuratively speaking, I mean, her online dating profile looked great. Her pictures were great. She's a sporty person. She loves the outdoors. She loves camping, hiking, bike riding, all the outdoor activities I love, right? And I sent her a message. She got back to me. And I'm not going to be able to read the communication from the dating app because I think she ended up blocking me after I basically politely told her I didn't want to talk with her anymore. I'll get to that in a second. I'll read the text. But what I remember from our online dating app communication, she was saying, I like the fact that you're straightforward in your profile. You know what you want, you know what you don't want, and you are a great communicator. And she said, I've been working very hard on myself over the last many years to be a better communicator and to communicate more effectively, while getting to know someone or even while I'm in a relationship. I'm like, okay, that's great. How about we exchange numbers and set up a time to talk by phone and go from there? She said, that's great. She gave me her phone number. I sent her a text. Let's get to the text messages, and I'll do my fair use commentary on this. Well, I own the copyright anyway. It's my text, right? Well, I guess it's partially hers too, but she's probably never going to see this stream anyway. And if she is, for some reason, then, oh well, she'll know exactly, what I feel she did wrong that turned me off to not want to speak with her anymore. All right. So basically, I'd asked her online because she had a special area code, and I'll just say, she said that she had 808 area code, which is the Hawaii area code. She was originally from Hawaii, but she's been in the States for a while. So I asked her about that. You must have lived in Hawaii. She had told me online, yeah, I lived in Hawaii for a while, and I've been out here in the States, in the lower 48 for, 15 or 20 years or something like that. And then she, let's see. I text her and I said, hi, it's Eli. Nice. A Hawaii number. She said, hi, thanks. Yes, I lived there for 10 years. Let's chat tomorrow. Or talk, she said, below that. And this was like on Tuesday at 9:13 and 9:14 p.m. Got back to her 1 minute later, and I said, sounds great. I look forward to it. I really sense a great connection here, and hopefully you do too, because it was great. What's wrong with saying that? You see, I want to be talking with a woman right out of the gate that has a high level of interest for me and is excited to get to know me. Because if she's not excited to get to know me, then she's feeling a low level of attraction, and it's just not going to work. So already I'm testing her. If you haven't noticed, I wrote, sounds great. I look forward to it. I really sense a great connection here, and hopefully you do too. Nothing wrong. That's not being desperate or anything. That's being confident and saying, I like how it's going so far. I feel your energy. You sound pretty cool. Do you feel the same way? Show me some of your energy so I know we're on the same page and I'm not wasting my time, and neither are you, right? So basically, she sent me a smile emoji, a big smile emoji a few minutes later at 9:18 p.m. on Tuesday. And then about a minute after that, I sent her one text. I'm not going to mention her name. I'm just going to refer to her as ma'am instead of her name. I said, good night, ma'am. I'll text you tomorrow to arrange our call. Looking forward to it. So this was Tuesday at 9:19 p.m. And today is Thursday, so it's a couple days later. Now, let me make sure that there's nothing happening in the chat. Okay, it looks like we are good. All right, so the next day, Wednesday, at 4:25 p.m. So we are looking at, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19 hours later, right? You figure if a woman is interested, right, she's gonna, send you a text at some point, either in the morning or early afternoon on her lunch or something like that. That's what most women do. That's what's happened in the past with women that have a high level of interest to get to know me, right? And she hadn't done that. So at 4:25 p.m. the next day, Wednesday, which was yesterday, I wrote back to her. And remember, I'm going to substitute ma'am for her name. I wrote, "Hey, ma'am, how's your day going? Let me also know when you are available to talk, the soonest and the latest possible time, so I know a time frame." So I'm asking her, when are you available to talk? Give me a time frame if you're available to talk at some point later tonight. And if it works for me as well, we can arrange a time in between that time frame, right? I'm being direct, decisive, and I'm reaching out to her 19 hours later to see if she's still interested and to see if she, has time to talk, right? And in the beginning, what I always tell guys when they're getting to know women, you do not want to overly pursue. But you have to pursue a little bit in the beginning because you have to understand women have a lot of options and they're talking to many guys and they get distracted very easily. So, if it goes, 19 hours, a day or two or so, and they forget to get back to you or don't get back to you, send one last text like I did and see if they respond. This woman ended up responding at 5:10 p.m., which was about 45 minutes later. And she wrote this to me. She wrote, "Hey, Eli, my day has been crazy busy, but really good. I do want to talk with you. And I swear I am not a flake." Okay, I'll believe it when I see it. When I see consistency more than one day or one message, I'll believe that you're not a flake. But it had to be a quick call. Okay, so it had to be a quick call. All right. Things have just been nuts the last couple of days. When are things not nuts, ma'am? Like, if you want to date a man and you want to get to know a guy, you have to prioritize that and you have to make time for it. But the problem I've had with many women nowadays is that they're just not prioritizing any time to get to know a guy. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they have difficulty balancing their work and their personal life. No different here. Wait till you hear the rest of the story here or the rest of the text. So she said, "Things have just been nuts the last couple of days, and I made the last minute decision to go down to LA to surprise my mom for her birthday tomorrow." Okay, cool. Right on. That's a great thing. I mean, we barely know each other. We're getting to know each other. You're communicating with me. That's great. All right, cool. I like that. "So I'm really scrambling today with getting work done and packing, etc." Okay, yeah, I get that. It's your mother's birthday. Your mother is the woman that gave you birth. I prioritize my mother over anyone. Like, I'll drop anything, anytime for my mother and my immediate family. So I get that, no problem. And then she wrote, "I can be free between 7:30 and 8 p.m. That's a nice 30-minute window, ma'am. Thank you for making 30 minutes of time, right? So you're packing, right? You're packing, you're leaving tomorrow, the next day after this, and you're going to be probably packing most of the night, right? And then I didn't get back to her right away. And then this was, I'd say probably a few minutes after the first long text she sent me another text and said, "I understand if you do not want a quick call." Well, ma'am, I want to feel important just like you do, right? So a quick call really wouldn't cut it for me, but I was going to be open to it. Let's continue. We're going to get there. But yeah, no one wants to be just fit in when it's most convenient for you because the rest of your day is so booked. You want to kind of fit me in, when it's most convenient for you, right? Okay. But I understand that you're taking ownership. And at this point, I appreciated what you were saying because I personally don't either. Well, good. We're on the same page there. Excellent. And I also know me. I don't usually have short conversations. LOL. I can talk a lot too, ma'am. I can talk a lot too. So that's a good thing. I like the fact that I like to talk a lot. That's great. That's great. I just didn't want to seem like I was blowing you off. Ma'am, you made that very clear. It's like you're going way out of your way to show me that you're a consistent, reliable, and trustworthy person. And at this point, my red flags were starting to pop up because this woman is doing something that's called overcompensating. She's overcompensating. And as we get further into this, you're going to actually see how she was overcompensating. She basically says it in one of her texts without saying the word. Okay. Just timing has got me all in a mess. Haha. Well, I'm just meeting you I'm getting to know you, man. And you're already coming on telling me just timing has me all in a mess. You're being a little bit too honest there, man. You're basically telling me that you're all in a mess. And I'm looking to talk with a woman that has her shit together, right? And now you're all in a mess scrambling. You could have made it very simple. Hey, Eli, I'm going to go see my mother tomorrow in Southern California. It's a 5-6 hour drive. I need time to pack. You know what? If you want to talk for half an hour, 45 minutes before I go to bed, after I'm done packing, no problem. If not, I apologize. We can talk when I get back. But no, she didn't do that. She went off on this really big tirade on proving to me that she's a great communicator and very trustworthy. Okay. All right. So I was on the phone at that point. This was yesterday evening, Wednesday at 5:10 p.m. I wrote to her and I said, give me a few, please. Because she had sent me 2 text messages. I didn't want her to send me a third, right? Give me a few, please, on the other line. I'll get back to you in a bit. Okay, the chat's still good. And then this was about maybe 20 minutes after that when I ended my other call I was on. I got back to her and said, are you free for a brief call closer to 8:30 or 9? We can briefly talk once you are done preparing and before you go to bed. How does that sound? Also, I appreciate how open and honest you are being with me. Thank you. So, in essence, I'm trying to be very understanding of the fact that she made a last-minute decision to go see her mother, right? No big deal, right? We just started talking. She communicated it with me. Not a problem, And I said, look, why don't you get all of your packing done? And right before you go to bed, you're going to start to lay in your bed until you fall asleep. We can have a conversation, right? Make it very easy, right? I gave her that option. That was the most logical and feasible option, right? Besides the option she gave me of the time frame of 7:30 to 8. I can take a break in the middle of my packing or unpacking, right? Or maybe she was getting home during that time and she was going to start her packing afterwards. Who the heck knows, right? But I gave her the best option, and let me tell you what she said. She gets back to me like about 15 minutes later at 5:46 p.m. You're welcome. I'm pretty transparent and always honest, still trying to overcompensate, still trying to prove to me how much of a great communicator she is. Ma'am, I get the point. You've told me that about 2 or 3 times already. How many more times do you need to tell me the same thing? So she goes, yeah, you're welcome. I'm pretty transparent and always honest to a fault. To a fault. Well, yes, ma'am, I've been down that road. In my younger days, I was so honest and overly nice to a fault where people would take advantage of me, right? And then I learned how to better balance everything out. I learned how to manage my time better and not let people waste my time. Unfortunately, I can't do after 8:30 as I won't be getting close to done with my work, packing, or even headed to bed yet. So in essence, you're going to be up all night packing. Okay, no problem. I get it. No big deal, right? You're just very, very busy. That's fine. No big deal. You're communicating that with me, and that's fine. It's great. Mind if we just push it to Friday? 2 question marks. I'm so sorry. So you're not just sorry, ma'am. You're so sorry. You're extremely sorry with 2 exclamation points and a sad face. Okay. Overcompensating. Obviously, ma'am, you've had some issues with this in the past. And maybe one of your exes dumped you for lack of communication. And maybe you're trying to, change that about you so it doesn't happen to you again, right? You're definitely overcompensating, like way the heck too much. I can understand women more so overcompensating than men because women are feminine and, it's okay for women to overcompensate or be a little bit more needy than men are. But man, this is even above and beyond normal for the average everyday woman, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'll be with family tomorrow, but I'll be back Friday and work should be easier to break free from then. All right, great. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got that message at 5:46. 2 minutes later at 5:48, I sent her a quick text back. Sure, just reach out to me when you are free. That's it. Great. I get it. Thank you for being open and honest with me. All right, no problem. Then she gets back to me 12 minutes later at 6 p.m. yesterday on Wednesday. Thank you so much for understanding. I will hit you up on Friday. Now this kind of got to me here. Like the way she was writing to me was very, very grammatically correct. Proper English. Like, wow, just the type of woman I'm looking for. I'm not trying to stereotype here, but then she goes, sure. So sorry. She goes, thank you so much for understanding. I will hit you up on Friday. So ma'am, you're going to hit me up on Friday. Are you going to hit me up on Friday and are we going to hook up on Saturday, ma'am? You want me to speak the lingo? I'm going to speak the slang, ma'am. So you're going to hit me up on Friday, and then I'm going to ask you if you want to hook up on Saturday, right? Oh, man. Jesus. And then I got back to her at 1 minute later, and I said, hit me up with 4 question marks. I'm like, hit me up 4 question marks. Do people still talk like that? Question mark? LOL, exclamation point. Just messing with you. I really wasn't. It kind of bugged me because, like, I'm more of a proper person. I'm not about that slang lingo. No offense to anyone that talks like that, but it's just not for me. And I don't want to be with a woman that says hit me up or let's hook up or whatever, right? It's just not my cup of tea, right? So that was another like red flag right there. The overcompensating was one. The hit me up, slang lingo, was flag number 2. Just messing with you. I look forward to hearing from you. Have fun with your family. Good night. That's it. And then 3 minutes later at 6:04 on Wednesday, 6:04 p.m. yesterday, Wednesday. Thanks. Have a good evening. All right. So this was yesterday, 6:04 p.m. Okay. Now, today, I was like, okay, she's spending time with her mom. I went on with my day. I did my stuff. I totally just put her out of my mind. And I was looking forward to our call on Friday, right? She reaches out to me at 2:21 p.m. today, out of the blue, right? I didn't text her or nothing, right? I went on with my day. I'm doing my own thing, right? Then she says, hi, Eli, exclamation point. Just wanted to say thank you again for your understanding about last night. Overcompensating once again, ma'am. Spend time with your family. And if you're going to text me, just say, hi, how you doing? Just wanted to say hi and see how your day's going. But you're saying, just wanted to say thank you again for your understanding about last night. Ma'am, how many times are you going to overcompensate and try to prove to me that you're a great communicator, right? I'm beginning to think you're a crappy communicator at this point because you're trying so hard to prove to me you're a great communicator. In essence, you're a horrible communicator. This is like a front. It's like something that you struggle with, right? It's almost like you're doing it because if you don't do it, I'm not going to talk with you anymore, which we'll get to that in a little bit. Stick around. Hope your day is great. Talk to you soon. So she reached out to me out of the blue while she's with her family after driving down to LA, right? So that's telling me that she's making an effort because she's highly interested. But I'm not sure yet. I'm going to test her. I'm going to test her interest because she's making effort for me, supposedly being a great communicator, and basically someone that just hits me up out of the blue, like she says, hits me up, right? I'm going to use her lingo. Someone that hits me up out of the blue, the next day when the previous night, she was packing to get ready to go to see her mother for her birthday. I'm going to be thinking, wow, okay, she's highly interested. So now I'm going to test her to see if she really is highly interested. Because I don't want to waste any time, because I was already thinking there's two possible red flags in my mind. The overcompensation, and then the other one was the hit me up. Two red flags. So now I'm like, I'm just going to put it all out there and see how she responds or reacts or overreacts or whatever. And I'm going to know. I'm not going to waste another minute on this woman if she's not the right person. So I was busy doing some other things. She hit me up, like she said, at 2:21 p.m. earlier today. And at 3:48 p.m., I sent her this text. And remember, I'm going to substitute her name with ma'am because I don't want to dox her. Okay? So I wrote, wow, thank you, ma'am. I did not expect to hear from you today, but I love how great of a communicator you are. I hope you are having a great time with your family. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you must be feeling a great connection here for you to even randomly reach out to me the way you did. I must say I'm blown away by your communication style. I'm paying her a compliment, and I'm trying to find out her level of interest. Because a woman that is interested in the man at a high level is not going to be fazed by anything I say, even saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but you must be feeling a great connection here for you to even randomly reach out to me the way you did. I was just kind of, putting it out there, and just I was shit testing her. I was shit testing her, just like women shit test men. Okay, I did the same thing to her. Okay, I must say I'm blown away by your communication style. I feel it. And I'm excited to meet you soon. So why shouldn't I be excited to meet you soon if already we're having such a great level of communication? And man, you're going way out of your way to overly communicate with me that you're a great communicator. Even an unprovoked response, once you went away to see your family for a few days for your mother's birthday, and you said you'd be back on Friday. I was going to leave you alone until you got back on Friday and texted me, right? But you texted me like less than a day later once you got down to LA. So now I'm testing you to see, are you really as interested as you're coming off, right? So I said, again, I feel it and I'm excited to meet you soon. You seem to be excited as well. You seem to be excited as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why would she be going out of her way to communicate with me while she's spending time with her family 5-6 hours away by car for her mother's birthday, when just the night before she was busy packing to try to leave her place and get to her mom's place by a certain time. And then she said she'd be back on Friday. So why would I not ask her, right? Why would she not be excited if she's making effort the very next day, less than 24 hours later, like half a day later? Come on. And now her response. This response, wow. This is where you find out the truth, guys and gals. And ladies, if you want a man to give you a chance that you're getting to know and you don't want to get him to run away and say that you're crazy or nuts, don't write or say what this woman said at this point or ever, because that'll be the last day I talk with you. That's just my opinion. Give me 1 second here. Okay, we're at 34 minutes. She writes back to me literally about 45 minutes later. Not to disregard or downplay your interest. Already, ma'am, that's a negative connotation. Not to disregard or downplay your interest. But what, ma'am? I actually do not agree that there is a connection, as I don't know you. Come on, ma'am. Have a little fun here. Make me want to get to know you. Show a little excitement that you're excited that we're talking. This is pathetic. Like this is what women do nowadays. A lot of them do it. They put their guard up, right? Because we show them a little interest, right? We show them a little interest and then they get all guarded, right? But if we show them no interest, then they're wondering why we're showing no interest. So what's it going to be, man? You can't have it both ways, right? So yeah, I actually do not agree that there's a connection as I don't know you. We may have similar standards. Ooh, that's so professionally written, ma'am. I'm having fun getting to know you now. We may have similar standards, and that is what I see. Okay. I want to know if you think my pictures are cute. I want to know if you think I'm a great communicator and you like my writing style. I want to know, if you're excited to want to get to know me. You're making a lot of effort. You're making a lot of effort to communicate with me, but I want to know if you're excited to get to know me. And this was your test. And ma'am, you failed miserably. But no, this is how I am, a communicator. Or I really try to be, overcompensating again, big time, as I have been surrounded by those who do not. Right. So you probably dated some dude that wasn't a great communicator, or maybe you weren't a great communicator to him and then he left you, or something you've been through something regarding a lack of communication, or maybe your parents were divorced and maybe you didn't have enough nurturing love growing up. I don't know what happened, but something happened. You didn't mention you're going down to see your mom and your dad. You said you're going down to LA to see your mom. So I have to assume, which I didn't ask, it wasn't my place to do so at this point. I didn't ask if you were divorced or if your parents were divorced, but I'm assuming they are. Maybe they got divorced at a young age. Who knows? And I once was myself non-communicative. Right. So you're admitting to me that you once were non-communicative, right? So now, because that affected you in the past, probably got you dumped by some guys because you just don't talk and they got bored, right? They probably kept you around for a while. You had some great sex. You went out to some dinners, whatever. And then you probably had a lot of short-term relationships because there's no substance there for the guy to want to keep you around longer, right? So now, because you realize that, now you're trying to overcompensate that, right? Overcompensating, ma'am, is just as bad as lack of. You got to understand that. But I'm learning my true me. So you're still learning who you are at 45 years old, yet you want to, get to know a guy like me. You want me to invest time in getting to know you, ma'am. I'm too busy for BS. I don't have time for BS. I'm a busy dude and I've got my shit together. And I'm looking for a woman that has hers together as well. And if you're going to communicate with me in this way, ma'am, that's game over. It's definitely game over. So she said again, but I'm learning my true me, and this is me. Great, thanks for telling me now instead of after one date or a month or two or three. That's why I ask these questions. That's why I do my version of the test, right? And then she throws in, I'm also considerate and kind. Well, ma'am, you're not being considerate and kind to me. You're being very selfish with your wants and needs here, right? All I was trying to do was, excite you and make you feel excited to get to know me, and because I felt excited to get to know you. What's wrong with that? Do you not want to be excited about getting to know someone? If not, then why are you getting to know them, ma'am? I mean, this is pathetic. It is. Please don't mistake that as a connection. Well, I did, man, because that's how you came off. You didn't even realize that the level of communication you were giving me was making me lead to believe that you had a high level of interest for me and you're excited to get to know me. But because I felt you were also overcompensating, and then you said, hit me up, which threw me off too. I gave you my version of the shit test, and you failed, ma'am. You failed big time, like big time. So again, please don't mistake that as a connection. I'm gathering you have had quite the opposite in communication. as I can see in your excitement. No, ma'am, I have not had communication issues with women I've dated. Okay. I've just talked to a lot of women, from dating sites or in person, and I've wasted a lot of time talking with women for days and weeks, and even giving some women a chance to go on a few dates, and it was a waste of time. And now I have zero time to waste. I'm 46 years old. I have zero time to waste. So, I have not dated women that communicate poorly, and, that don't show me that they're excited to want to be with me, even from the beginning. Because I'm not going to date a woman that's not excited to want to get to know me or want to see if things work out and doesn't communicate well naturally without having to overcompensate because of your lack of communication in the past. Oh my God. Please do not be offended by my honesty and frankness. I'm not offended, ma'am. I'm actually laughing at you hysterically because you have a lot more work to do on yourself. And you can certainly use my services to help you, but I know you're not going to use them. See, these types of people, folks, this is the type of person, no disrespect that she's a woman, she just happens to be a woman. These types of people need my help the most. They're just not open to it, right? They're just not open to it. That's what makes life coaching very difficult. I just don't want your hopes and expectations to be so high. My hopes and expectations are not high, ma'am. But I do want to invest my time getting to know someone that has a high level of interest in me as I would have in them. If not, why are we going to get to know each other? You see, on the scale of 1 to 10, okay, in order for there to be any possible romance between a man and a woman, you each have to at least have a level 5 attraction for each other. A level 5 attraction for each other is very bare bones minimum. This is where I think this woman was at, okay? Because at a level 5 attraction, the woman will be like, oh, he's kind of cute, seems kind of okay, let me give him a chance, and, I'll communicate with him when it makes sense for me, right? But if she had a level 8, 9, or 10, level of excitement or interest in me, she would have handled this much more differently. The way she responded to me made me aware of her level of interest, which was probably bare bones 5. And it would have never worked out. But I would have never known that, as soon as I did, unless I did my version of the test, right? So I just don't want your hopes and expectations to be so high, as that is too much pressure on me. Too much pressure on you, man. You're on a dating site looking for a long-term relationship to fall in love and spend the rest of your life with someone. That's what you put in your profile. My expectations are that you're on the same page, but I'm not saying I'm not saying it means it's going to guarantee that we're going to work out. But if we're looking for the same thing, then what is wrong with expecting the same thing you are, ma'am? If you say you want a relationship, I'm talking with you because I want a relationship too. Why can I not be hopeful, ma'am? Are you not hopeful that you'll fall in love one day and find that special person to grow old with? Because I am in a better place than you are emotionally, probably financially and spiritually and mentally, right? And I can actually calmly and maturely and confidently express that, and you can't. Now you got to project your insecurities onto me, man. That's what this all boils down to. You're just not ready, okay? Just not ready. So let's see here. So yeah, one more time. I just don't want your hopes and expectations to be so high, as that is too much pressure on me, and honestly, also a turnoff. Well, ma'am, when you said it's a turnoff, I knew this conversation was over in my eyes. It was over in yours for the most part too, but you hadn't written me off yet. And I if a woman's going to tell me that, it's a turnoff for me to say I'm excited to want to get to know you, I feel a great connection so far, and I'm excited to get to know you when you come back on Friday. Man, you have a long drive on the way back. Isn't it a nice feeling to know that a good guy, a good, attractive, fun guy that has a high level of interest for you is going to be there to talk with you when you get back, right? Or maybe you can call me on the way back, man, while you're driving. You have a 5-hour drive. And that is too much pressure on me, and honestly, also a turn off. Then she goes, let's just see how this goes. Have a good one. Let's not see how it goes, ma'am, because you just basically struck out with me, ma'am. So number one, you're overcompensating initially with your with your communication style, trying to prove to me you're a great communicator because you've been a crappy one in the past. Number two, you said hit me up after speaking very proper with me, right? And then number three, you're turned off because I said I'm excited to get to know you, and it seems like we have a great connection. Hopefully you feel the same way. Ma'am, if you're not excited to want to get to know me and feel that initially we have a great connection, why are we going to keep talking? I mean, come on now. Seriously. So I wasn't even going to respond to her, but I knew I was going to make content off of this because that's what I'm doing from here on out. I'm sharing my experiences so you folks can learn. Okay. I ended up writing back to her almost an hour later, 4:21 p.m. earlier today. No, sorry, 4:28. I wrote back to her. I wrote back to her 7 minutes later. She wrote to me at 4:21. I wrote to her at 4:28. I wrote, whoa, that was quite an assessment. It was an assessment, ma'am. That was an assessment, ma'am. Like, that was such a turnoff. That was not a natural response. You felt backed up against the wall because all I said was that I feel a great connection with you. I'm excited to get to know you. Wow. All right. I guess I should have been more boring and dull, maybe put on some pimples, right? And look ugly. Like, what, ma'am, what more did you want that I didn't give you, right? How did you want me to show up differently? With my personality, with what I'm saying and how I appear. I said, whoa, that was quite an assessment. I was just hoping to get a chill response in a playful way. That's all I was doing. I want you to feel excited to want to meet me, just like I am excited to meet you and talk with you. And wow, you went way off the deep end, ma'am. I wrote, I'm just a very laid back and open-minded guy. I am laid back and open-minded. I'm just chilling, right? Telling her that, hey, I'm excited to want to get to know you. What the hell is wrong with that? I'm interested in you. You do not want me to be interested in you? What the hell? I'm not offended by your frankness, but your response just told me a lot about your style. Let me repeat that one more time. That's a huge lesson to learn, guys and gals, but especially guys that are dealing with women like this, okay? I'm not offended by your frankness, but your response just told me a lot about your style. Yes, man, you're more insecure than the normal level of women being insecure. Okay? You're overcompensating to make up for what you've lacked in the past. You still have a lot of work to do on that. Okay? And the fact that, I was showing excitement to want to get to know you, if that basically turns you off, man, that means you're heavily guarded and it would have never worked out anyway. Because you would have kept this guard up for many months before even allowing me to get close to you, and I just wouldn't put up with that. So I'm not offended by your frankness, but your response just told me a lot about your style. And again, I'm going to replace her name with ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm going to pass on further communication. Best of luck to you and take care. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was at 4:28 earlier today. At 4:40, just 12 minutes later. You think she's triggered? Tell me if you think she's triggered or standing up for myself really got to her. Because I'm a man, and I'm not going to be thrown off my center with what she said. She goes, "My style, question mark? Yes, ma'am, your style. It's crap. It is horrible. I was so nice to you. You missed out on a great catch." My style, meaning I don't jump to thinking we're connected just because we agree on certain things. Man, I'm trying to have some playful fun with you and to loosen you up a little bit. I don't want to be with someone that's just boring and dull and not excited to want to get to know me, ma'am. Loosen up, man. Ma'am, you've got a stick somewhere I don't want to even say. I don't want to get my video demonetized. Man, you got to take that stick out of your you-know-what. I mean, this is really bad. It is. My style, meaning I don't jump to thinking we're connected just because we agree on certain things. That's a good start, isn't it? Do you want us to disagree on most things? Like, what do you want? The opposite? Your text didn't seem playful. They seemed very intense. No, man, you're just very guarded and insecure because you've dealt with bad guys before. You've dealt with, these situations and they've turned out differently. And you basically assumed that I was the same, just like all other guys. That's terrible, ma'am. Terrible. So in essence, ma'am, you prejudged me, okay? You prejudged me based on your past experiences with men. You held that against me. Got a lot of work to do on yourself. But I guess that's why text isn't really the best way to communicate. Text is not the best way to communicate, but when that's all you have while you're away, man, what I write in my text, I take into consideration, the tonality of the text. I am good at texting as well as good as talking on the phone. I'm better on the phone, but what I say through text, I mean. And you just chose to perceive it a different way, not because I was saying it in a bad way, because of your past experiences. You've had bad experiences with guys in the past, and you're just assuming I'm the same way based on what I'm saying. Give me a second here. Okay. Things get misconstrued. No, ma'am. I was very, very clear. All I said was I'm excited to get to know you. I feel a great connection so far. Hopefully you do too. Why would I want to continue talking with you? Why would I even want to text you back while, you're away spending time with your mother for her birthday? Why would you even text me back if you barely know me, if you don't feel anything at all or feel excitement or something? Why the hell you text me? Just to prove to me you're a great communicator? Because you've lacked communication in the past? Oh my God. I could not be with someone like this. This woman would drive me insane. It just would not be natural. It wouldn't be. That's why you got to find these things out, guys and gals, about people you're talking to as early on as possible. I don't know you and you don't know me. No kidding. But I wanted to get to know you and I thought you wanted to get to know me. When I want to get to know someone, ma'am, it is because I am excited about how they represent themselves in their profile and we start texting or something like I like what you wrote in your profile. I like your pictures. I like that you love the outdoors. It started to get me excited because you responded. And you said you like the fact that I'm an open and direct communicator and you like my profile as well, blah, blah, blah. You like my pictures, etc., right? You told me all that. So I know I don't know you too well and you don't know me too well, but a woman that goes out of her way to throw up the guard and the red flag and say, I don't know you and you don't know me, so slow your roll, bro. I'm not moving too fast. I'm moving at the right pace. I want things to progress forward. I want to talk with someone that is excited to want to talk with me in the same ways I'm excited to talk with them. What's wrong with that? We haven't really spoken. Of course we haven't. Now we're never going to speak, ma'am, because see, ma'am, you made a fatal mistake. You texted me out of the blue. Less than 24 hours. after the night you told me you're packing to drive down to see your mother in LA the next day. And once you got there, you texted me to reaffirm the fact that you appreciate the fact that I'm understanding that you couldn't talk with me last night and we can talk Friday. You already said that the other day. You could have said something different. But that threw up a red flag. But at the same time, you went out of your way to reach out to me, while you were out of town with your mother. So it also made me wonder, are you just overcompensating, or do you have a high level of interest? And I wanted to find out which one it was, which is why I asked you what I asked you. It was a test, ma'am, and you failed my test. You did. You failed. You failed terribly. You flunked so bad, like F-, if that even exists. You flunked. Yet you're going to judge based on this? That doesn't seem all too open-minded. I'm not judging you, ma'am. I'm just stating how I feel. I'm stating how you made me feel. You didn't make me feel like you were excited to want to get to know me. You bored me, ma'am. You turned me off with the way you responded to me. Again, I was excited to want to get to know you. And I was making it very clear that I was excited to get to know you. And I wanted to see if you were just as excited to get to know me. And if not, then let's part ways like we're doing now. Yet you're going to judge based on this. That doesn't seem all too open-minded. But that's okay. Thank you for showing me your style in quotes. Boy, I triggered her. Thank you for showing me your style in quotes. No, ma'am. I gave you a piece of my mind after you showed me your style. Now, you don't like the fact that I called you out on your own game, on your own BS. You see, ma'am, the truth of the matter is that you have a lot more work to do on yourself. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I work on myself every day. And you even told me, you've had communication issues in the past, and now you're working harder to try to correct that, right? I still think you have a ways to go. My suggestion would be to not put yourself back out there until you're fully ready, ma'am. Because if you keep doing the same thing that you're doing, you're going to get one of two men, one of two types of men. Okay, you're going to get either a man like me, a good, strong alpha male that has his shit together, and is going to pick up on this and then not want to continue communicating with you. Or number two, you're going to get a beta male that is going to be more of a feminized man that's going to conform to all of your wants and needs, and eventually down the road, that type of guy is going to turn you off anyway. So, man, you can't win either way if you're going to, stay stuck in this rut. You got to work through your stuff first, and then put yourself out there when you're in a much better place. You got to be in the right place to date. And then she goes, "Good luck to you." And then I blocked her because I had a feeling she was probably going to reach out again. I didn't want to deal with her anymore at that point. That's that. So, okay. All right. So that's going to do it, folks. This actually took a little bit longer than I thought it would. We're at 58 minutes. We have 17 in the box right now. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any final questions, get them in right now. It looks like Nuts World says, "Wow, sounds like she doesn't know how to multitask." A lot of women and men have that issue, but more so women when it comes to balancing work and personal life because, like I've been mentioning all along, women have been liberated for about 55 years, and they've been, more so in the workforce for the last 20 to 30 years, right? And, we're going into the millennial and post-millennial culture where, everything is different. People are more career-focused nowadays than relationship-focused, especially women, right? So it just really, really just changes the dynamics of getting to know someone. And it's even affecting Generation Xers like myself. This woman was age 45. So she's a Gen Xer like me. And I mean, I would expect this type of behavior from a millennial or post-millennial woman, but not a Gen X woman. You just never know. You just never know until you take that chance and put yourself out there. But if you're going to, start getting to know someone, you got to ask these questions. And when you feel something's off, you gotta ask questions. You gotta test the woman in the same way she's testing you. The difference is women typically will test you subconsciously. They don't even realize they're testing you because it's part of their natural instinct, right? In biology, right? With men, it's more of a logical type of thing, which is what I'm trying to say. Because most men are not naturally intuitive like women. And that's what I try to help men build up. I try to help men build up their intuition. Like, I'm very intuitive, so I can pick up on these subtle differences. And if it just doesn't feel right, I will call them out. I will ask a question in a very, very roundabout way to see what kind of answer it's going to get from them. And that next answer is going to be based on whether we keep moving forward or that's where the conversation ends and my time stops being wasted. And then you can go, ma'am, and do what you got to do. And I'll go find someone that's not going to be a waste of time. It's the bottom line. Melas World says, I have had a 2-hour conversation with my boyfriend and was doing 5 or 6 other tasks I had to get done. It is called wireless earbud helps. Yeah, she could have done that. She could have easily had a conversation with me while packing and doing other things. Basically this woman was not willing to make any sacrifices and show me that, you know what, I'm going to make some effort for you. She didn't have a high level of interest enough. That's the thing. And plus, she has a lot of personal development to work through herself. She's got some issues, and I'm not being disrespectful. It's just she's got some issues she needs to work through. I just, asked the right questions and found out about those issues before it was too much of a waste of time. And that's that. So you're right, Mutt. You're absolutely right. Let me see if there are any other questions here. And no, there are not. Okay, folks, we've been on for an hour and 2 minutes. I'm going to get on out of here, folks. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank Melas World for being here. I want to thank anyone else who's behind the scenes watching. I know there are some people watching behind the scenes that are not able to chat tonight. And to anyone else, thank you so much for being here. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye. We're out. Peace.